friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to be talking to you about a new adventure that I have, and that is I want to run a sprint triathlon in March of 2026. Now, a sprint triathlon has three events. It has swim, bike, and run. And from what I've seen, the swim can vary in the range of like how long it is, but the one that I'm going to be doing is a 400-meter swim. It's going to be a 20-kilometer bike and then a 5K run. So it's basically like the beginner triathlon, just dipping our toes in, which is good for me because I have never done this before. So I have no idea what I'm doing. So I guess a good question is, why am I doing this? Because it does seem a little crazy. And the more I looked into it and the more people, the more like influencers I saw who do triathlons and like how they train and just like looking at professionals and how they train, like it's a lot of time. It's a lot of time, it's a lot of effort. So like, why would I do this? But I think the real reason I want to do it is kind of multifaceted, but really comes down to two things. So the first thing is that I want to be healthy and fit enough to be able to do cool things when I have the opportunity. So I want to be able to do cool things like go surfing, hike a mountain, go on long bike rides, like play long games of pickleball when I want to, just things that like when you go on vacation and when you go to a new place, I want to have the energy and the ability to do those well and like have fun doing them and not worry about, I feel so out of shape, I can't do it. That's a big part of it. The second part is that I honestly get so bored, like just doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. So like going to the gym every single day, I get really bored, I get disinterested. If I just run every day, I get bored, and also my knees hate it. And I guess there's a third thing, and it's that I really just despise how a lot of the times the only way we have to track progress and like a fitness journey is to look at your weight, because your weight is it just fluctuates so much, and like especially as women it fluctuates throughout the month. It's so discouraging, and I think it's not even really the best way to measure your health or your fitness. So I wanted to have goals that were like completely separated from my weight, basically. And honestly, my goal for this triathlon is to finish strong without any major injuries and to have fun. And I really would like for it to be sustainable. I think it's something I'm really going to enjoy, but I'm not going like full send monetary wise. I'm not really going full send into everything. Like I haven't bought a tri-suit yet, but we'll see. I probably will end up buying a tri-suit. So this is my overall training plan. And I just want to emphasize that this is like what I scrounged together, and I'm not a professional. And I might change this plan as I go. I probably will. I already have. But overall, it's a 20-week training plan. Today is November 1st, I think. Oh wait, no, today is December 1st. We already had Thanksgiving. But essentially, my plan was for this first 8-week period, I was going to focus on building up my strength across my body because I have lost a lot in the past few years. I was also going to focus on improving my like technique and form across all of these, especially the swim and the bike, because I have swam all my life, but not in any kind of like structured way. I just swim. So I'm learning how to like swim with correct form, learning how to bike on a road bike, which is so different than a mountain bike. And then just kind of keeping an eye on running because my knees sometimes really hate me. And then the last thing is optimizing my nutrition. Really like the biggest thing that I'm looking at is keeping my protein intake high, so about 1.5 grams per kilogram per day of protein, and then keeping an eye as well on like my fiber. I don't know what the grams per kilo is that I'm targeting at. I just use an app and it's telling me the amount. I think my goal is like 22 grams of fiber a day. So those are the two biggest ones, and then also carbs, because as I increase the duration of like my runs and stuff, of my runs, bikes, and swims, I need to make sure that I am giving myself enough fuel with carbs that I can keep going, basically, because my body's going to be using those for energy a lot. And then looking forward, whenever I finish this first block, the first block is 8 weeks, second block is 12 weeks. So whenever I move into that 12-week block, it's going to be a little bit more structured. So it's going to be more focused on like increasing my speed across everything while also maintaining the strength that I've built, and then still focusing on the nutrition and maybe having to up it a little bit if my distances are getting longer and I'm doing more brick workout. A brick workout is basically when you do one activity straight into another. So like, for example, you do a bike straight into a run to kind of simulate race day. That's my plan. And really, like, in this eight-week period, my goal is to like adjust it as I need it, so I can just figure out how to make it sustainable for the 12 weeks, and also so I can just figure out like what works, what doesn't, and not hurt my body. Okay, so up next is my weekly training plan, and this is ideally, okay? And just a spoiler, right? I'm already 5 weeks through this plan. It's not going to plan. So essentially my goal for like month 1 of weekly training, or I guess really like the first 2 months, was to do 2 sessions of each discipline per week. So swim, bike, run, and strength. I just want to let you guys know, like, my baseline working out before this was probably like, I don't know, 2 to 3 times a week consistently, like lifting and maybe going on a run or something with my husband. It was not insane. But I am someone that grew up doing multiple different sports, and then I was a performer. I did color guard in high school, and then I actually did it with Drum Corps International for 4 years. Like, I was always super, super active. So I think I still have that ingrained in me. So for some reason, I didn't see an issue with going from like nothing to 8 workouts a week. So I don't know. That's, my brain told me that it would be fine. So let's see how it went. So essentially, in that first week, I did get 7 workouts, and they were all pretty good. I only got 1 bike, but at that time I didn't have my road bike yet. I just had my stationary bike. So I was a little less motivated because the stationary bike didn't fit me as well, but whatever. So that first week I got 7 workouts in. The second week I only got 3. And that is because on the first week, I did 2 runs, and after the long run, my like Achilles area on my right foot really hurt, and that scared me. So I spent a lot of time like icing that foot throughout the week and just kind of resting. And I honestly kind of lost like motivation. I think I got my flu shot. I kind of just felt like crap. Then on week 3, I was able to increase the volume a little bit. I was up to 6 workouts. But then at the end of that week, the same area on my other leg started hurting. So then I was kind of icing both feet, but I don't know, like my right foot had gotten better, but my left foot was hurting, whatever. And then on week 4, I only did like 3 workouts. And this is because I think when I did my strength workout that Monday, I tend to do them on Mondays. On Monday, I think I like pulled something in my back, like my lat muscle, and it really hurt. Like sometimes I would cough or sneeze and it would just like hurt, and that freaked me out. So I did 3 workouts that week. I really didn't want to push it. I kind of like iced and heated my back. I took some ibuprofen. Eventually it went away. Actually, after I did the swim that week, weirdly enough, like I was worried the swim would ruin it. But after I did the swim that week, it felt a lot better. And then week 5, so that's the week I just finished, I got back up to that 7 workouts per week, which honestly I think is pretty good. And that might honestly be like where I hang for the rest of this, is like that 7 line. This past week has felt really good. Like I felt very strong. I did like a 400-meter trial in the pool just to like see how I could do. But yeah, like so far I'm feeling really strong, and I'm really starting to like see that progress. So first up is run progress. And honestly, this one's really exciting. You can already see like kind of in this short time frame, my 5K time got a lot better. I do think that this is a little bit inflated because the first run I did was a trail run, and then the actual like time trial I did was on like a flat surface, well, like rolling surface, but it was pavement, so it was a lot easier. And I got to wear like actual running shoes, which I feel like that helped a lot. But this was really encouraging. I wasn't sure where this was gonna fall, but it's exciting to see, and I'll be excited to compare the like flat race time to one in the future so that I can kind of see a better improvement. And then when it comes to my bike progress, I haven't been doing like time trials. I'm more so just looking at the distance, and I didn't have my road bike until like mid-October, so I wasn't really able to compare anything before I had the road bike because it's just so different. But you can see like I've been able to cover a lot more distance on the bike. Like I did 8.6 kilometers in 34 minutes, and then I do 21 kilometers in 56 minutes. I mean, that's not proportional. That is just like me getting more comfortable on the bike and understanding how to switch gears and stuff like that, which I definitely don't feel like I still understand. But I think that as I keep getting more comfortable and I get stronger on the bike and I like increase my core strength and my upper body strength, these times will continue to go up. And then swim, this one I think swim might be my favorite. I would say weirdly, but like I've always loved swimming. So I don't think that's a huge surprise to like people that know me. So I just looked at like my 1 kilometer swim times. Typically my like swim workouts are hanging around 1 kilometer. So this is like just total moving time from beginning to end of the workout. So that's how long it took me to do 1 kilometer. And at first that took me 38 minutes. And then in my most recent swim from this past week, it took me 32 minutes. And within that, I did my like 400-meter time trial to simulate the race. And I was able to do that in 10 minutes and 18 seconds. I'm very proud of that because I don't know, like I prepared myself for it taking like 15 minutes. And I need to know like how long I can do the 400-meter in, because they have you like rate yourself when you like get closer to race day. They have you like rate yourself so that you can go out in the right heat when you're getting into the water. And this puts me in like the intermediate level. I think it's like 9 to 11 minutes or something, puts you in like intermediate level of like completing the swim. But I think I'm going to set a rough goal of cutting a minute off of this. I think it's achievable. I think we get to 9:18. Come on. I don't know. But yeah, so loving the swim progress. I look like an egg when I swim because of my swim cap, but that's okay. And then lastly, just like these are just a few strength stats that I'm keeping for myself because I mainly just want to make sure I'm not like losing strength. Something I do want to add to this is deadlifts, but I just wasn't doing them consistently enough throughout this month to really track it. Lat pull downs are one that I think I really want to try to push to get higher, because kind of also throughout this journey, I want to get close to doing a pull up. I want to do a pull up so bad. It's been a goal of mine for a long time. So that's a goal for me. And I really want to work on increasing my lat pull down strength, because that will kind of roll over into my pull up strength. It's interesting that like bench press, shoulder press, and squats, I'm doing the same weight on all of them, but I definitely think I'm like psyching myself out on the squats. So I think we could get that weight up. I just need to overcome the like mental fear I have of them for some reason. But yeah, that is what I've done so far, and that's kind of my plan moving forward. I'm being a little cautious with runs because I definitely feel like those have caused a lot of my like ankle discomfort. So I am cautious with runs, and especially trail runs as they get really rough on my ankles. I'm really trying to push up that swim time, and I'm trying to get stronger and more comfortable on the bike so that I can stay in like not a true aero position, but stay leaned over more for a longer period of time. The next goal I really have for the bike is I want to do clip-ins, which I actually have clip-in shoes, and I tried to switch them to go on the pedal, or I tried to switch the pedals, and I was using a tiny Allen wrench, and it just wasn't working. So I'm waiting on a part to come in to try that, and I'll bring you guys along whenever I try that and inevitably fall over. So we have that to look forward to. But if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything. It really, really helps me a lot. If you're interested, I will drop my Instagram below. You can also follow along over there. Thank you so, so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I want to know, what goals are you working towards? Like, drop it in the comments below. Are you going to do a triathlon? Are you doing a run? Are you working towards a strength goal? Let's talk about it. And I hope you guys have a lovely day. Bye.